Hi ladies! Welcome back to MomNMeBeauty. This video is not going to be beauty related. It actually is something that I kind of anticipated was going to happen at one point or another. I'm going to talk about Emma's condition, how she got her trach, what life was like when she had her accident, what life is like now. It was requested by a couple of you, so I wanted to just talk to you, give a brief story about her and what life is like now. I knew that there were going to be several people who are watching our videos that wanted to know Emma's story, and you definitely can see her trach in her videos and in our Mom and Me Day videos. So I knew that the curiosity was going to be there, and frankly, we are okay with it. We want you to ask questions. We want to raise awareness about her condition, the progress that she's made, and where she sees herself and where we see her in the future. So a couple of you requested to know what her condition was, and it's not rude. It's not crossing the line to us, because it's something that you can see and you can hear. So why not ask questions? It's better to be informed than not to know and to make judgments. So if you ever have any questions about Emma's condition or what our life is like, please don't hesitate to ask us. You can email us or ask in the comment section below. We are okay with that, and Emma is getting to be okay with that as well. So keep watching and you can learn all about Emma. So the reason that I wanted to talk about this topic on a Mom Moment Day is because Emma is still in a stage in her life where she's trying to fit in with her peers, and any difference that is pronounced between her and her peers, she feels very uncomfortable and she kind of clams up a little bit. It's not to say that that's how she's going to be for the rest of her life, but she's just really uncomfortable now. So I talked to her about it, asked her if she wanted to do this video with me and make it a Mom and Me Day, or if she wanted me to talk about it. So she decided she wanted me to talk about it, so that's what we're going to do today. Now, Emma is going to be 13 in February. Can't believe she's going to be a 13-year-old. Seems like just yesterday she was born. In any case, she has a spinal cord injury. She was born normal term baby, no issues, delivery, and for the first 23 months of her life was perfectly healthy and fine and everything. So about 11 years ago, when Emma was 23 months old, at that time she was the typical toddler who would climb up on the couch and up on beds and then try to tease me to have me come and get her and pull her down off of the couch or bed. So at the time we were living with my parents, and we lived in a split level ranch house, and so after dinner she would typically go downstairs with my dad and play down in the playroom, and then she would head upstairs if my dad had somewhere to go. Well, this particular night she was heading up the stairs, and she made it to the landing where she had to turn the corner and then come up the rest of the stairs. So she was on the way up. She got to within 1 or 2 steps of the top level and tumbled down the stairs. Now, I immediately jumped up and looked at her, and she was on the landing by the front door. She was moving, so I went and picked her up, and she seemed pretty fine, pretty normal. So I didn't call the doctor. I didn't think that it was necessary. I thought, she's fine. She just took a tumble. Kids are pretty resilient. So for the next 4 days, she didn't want to walk anywhere. She insisted upon being carried, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together. So I didn't take her to the doctor. Sorry, guys. Tried really hard not to cry. So 4 days later, she was getting ready for bed with me. At the time, I was a YMCA instructor, a swim instructor, so I was getting ready for work myself. And she was sitting on the edge of a twin bed, and I had turned my back to her to get something out of her drawer, and a couple of seconds later, I heard a huge thump, and I turned around, and she was laying on the floor. So I took her to the hospital. I called an ambulance, took her to the hospital, and long story short, she has a spinal cord injury. They think something happened when she took the tumble down the stairs 4 days before that, but no one knows for sure, and my back was turned to her, so I'm not quite sure what happened. It would not surprise me if she was doing that trick where she climbs up on stuff and tries to get my attention and, you know, have me come get her, and she just fell because the spinal cord injury is so high in her neck. She can't breathe on her own, so she's now got a trach and a ventilator. We had to have her get a G-tube, which is like a tube that goes into your stomach because she wasn't capable of swallowing or eating, so we had to feed her through this tube. And she's 23 months old, and I'm told she will never walk, talk, eat on her own ever again. So I never lost hope, even though I was told that. I knew that she had a bigger destiny, or a bigger fate, if you will. I knew that God had a bigger plan for her. So we went to rehabilitation in Baltimore for, I think it was like 4.5, 5 months. And just in that short amount of time, she made immense progress. Now, when we got to Baltimore, she was on the ventilator with her trach for, I think it was around the clock. I don't really think we ever took her off. By the time we left Baltimore and came back to where we live, she was off the ventilator for a good solid, I think it was like 8 hours in a day. And so that was the biggest obstacle she had overcome, was learning how to breathe again on her own without the ventilator. She had so many other tricks up her sleeve. She was walking or practicing walking. She could stand in what we call a stander. She was riding a tricycle that was modified. So, you know, the progress that she had started out with was just tremendous, and it's been that way ever since, over the last 11 years. Every single day, she's getting a little bit better, a little bit stronger. Now, we do have days where we have setbacks, and especially when she gets sick, she gets really sick, and it's kind of like a constant vigil to keep her out of the hospital. And so after we came home from Baltimore, I got her settled and stable, and she does have nursing care in the house. She gets nursing care 16 hours a day. They come to the house, they go with her to school, and then we have an overnight nurse who takes care of her and her needs overnight. So she's inspired me to become a nurse, and her strength and courage are what keep me going when life throws me the hardest challenges, the worst challenges. All I have to do is look at her and see the smile that's never left her face through all of her struggles, all of her challenges. She's never lost her smile. My husband and I really believe that she is your typical almost 13-year-old. She, you know, has her moments of teenage attitude. She likes talking and being with her friends. And she does have times where she lacks a little bit of confidence. I think that's typical for a lot of teenage girls or preteen girls. So this channel I started with Emma to help her confidence, to help her get through that part of her adolescent growth and that challenge of her growth. And she really has blossomed with this channel. She's more confident in school. She seeks out other kids and talks to them and befriends them, whereas before, her disability made her so self-aware that she felt like kids were talking about her behind her back or wouldn't want to be friends with her because of what's obviously right here on her neck. You can't see her G-tube. She does still have that, but you can definitely see the trach. She can't, she still can't walk on her own. She's, for the most part, in the wheelchair. She does walk with something called a gait trainer at school. So that's definitely something very obvious that all the other kids can see. So before we started this YouTube channel, those differences between her and her peers would be enough to almost shut her down and not give her the confidence to befriend other kids her age. So this channel has given her that confidence that, you know, even though she may have physical differences between her and her friends, it's not a barrier to her reaching out to other children and other kids her age. All that aside, she is a otherwise normal, healthy, almost 13-year-old. She's in 7th grade. She's matriculated into regular curriculum at the middle school, local middle school. She has dreams of being a fashion designer, and she dreams big. What she wants, she dreams of all the possibilities of that desire, of that wish to come true. Very pleased with the progress I've seen in her so far, and we're having a ton of fun doing this. I mean, it's time that we can spend together, that we can bond together, and you know, these years when she's this age, we don't get them back. You know, time seems to be hurtling forward at an unprecedented speed. So I want to cherish these moments of her childhood, of her growth, and you know, I want her to be able to look back on this channel and these videos that we're making and say, yeah, I did that, and I'm proud of what I did, and I'm so happy that I did it with my mom. I hope that answers a lot of your questions. I definitely see her, and my husband and I see her progressing even farther. The predictions from her neurological team in Baltimore are that she will eventually walk. And that will be her primary mode of getting around, walk with ambulatory crutches. So she definitely won't be completely mobile on her own as if nothing ever happened. She will have to have some sort of assistance with, you know, getting around via wheelchair or these crutches. But we do hope that once she finishes physically growing, we can eventually get rid of the trach, definitely get rid of her G-tube, so she won't have any obvious physical differences between her and her peers. But, you know, we'll see where that leads us, and, you know, that's at least a couple of years down the road. But for all intents and purposes, her progress each and every day is leading us to that conclusion, that that's where she's going to be. We couldn't be more thrilled. She, you know, this is something that she's known all her life. She doesn't remember anything other than having the trach and the G-tube and having nursing care, you know, come in the house, and, you know, having to get around by her wheelchair. She doesn't know life otherwise, you know, but each day she is growing more and more willing to try to overcome these challenges and these obstacles. And she can see the possibilities of what life is like without all this extra stuff, if you will. So anyways, that's what life is like with her now. She keeps very busy, very much on her toes, and we can't wait to see what this year brings for her and the progress that she shows us. So thank you again so very much for watching. We so much appreciate it. Really, it means the world to us. Not just that it helps this channel to grow, but it helps Emma to grow, and ultimately for me and my husband to grow. So again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you connect with us on Instagram under MomNMeBeauty. And Emma is getting her own Instagram account. So in her next Teen Take video, she's going to let you know what that name is so that you connect with just her on Instagram. And we will see you next time in our next Mom and Me video. Bye, ladies.